everybody. Today I am reading the story of David and Goliath, and it's from 1 Samuel 17, verses 1 through 51. The Philistines were enemies of God. Their army came to fight King Saul's army. A giant soldier named Goliath yelled, "Bring out your best soldier to fight me!" "If your strongest soldier defeats me, we will be your slaves," he boomed. "If I defeat him, you will be our slaves." King Saul's soldiers were afraid. They did not want to fight the giant. Meanwhile, young David was taking food to his brothers. They were soldiers in King Saul's army. When David reached the camp, he saw Goliath. David heard the giant's challenge. "I am not afraid to fight the giant," said David. King Saul called for David and told him, "You cannot fight the giant. You are too young." David replied, "God will be with me." King Saul gave his armor to David, but it was big and heavy. David wasn't used to wearing armor. David went to a nearby stream and picked up 5 stones. He stood before Goliath. The giant laughed at him, but David didn't care. He said, "I come before you in the name of the Lord, who rules over all." David put a stone in his sling and ran toward the giant. Then he let the stone fly. It hit Goliath's forehead, and he fell to the ground. The Philistines saw that their hero was dead. They ran away. So that was the story of David and Goliath, and a few things that I want to point out in the story. First of all, soldiers who knew how to fight were afraid of the giant. David, who was actually just coming to bring food to his brothers, heard the challenge, had faith in God, and decided that he could defeat the giant for God. So at first, King Saul didn't want David to fight the giant because he thought he couldn't win. But David showed that he trusted God. And so King Saul tried to help him out by giving him all kinds of armor and a big heavy sword. But David wasn't used to wearing armor, so he took it off and he used the skills that God gave him. He found 5 stones and he used his slingshot. So David relied on God to solve this problem and to help him defeat this giant. And he used the skills that God had given him. He wasn't a soldier. He wasn't used to battling with armor and swords, but he had used his sling and stones before. So he used what he knew and what God gave him a gift in. So I think the message is we all face challenges, and sometimes they seem like they're things that are too hard, but nothing is impossible with God. And so if we're doing His will and using the gifts that He gave us, He is with us. And so He can make the impossible possible. David relied on God. So it was really God that defeated Goliath. David was just a servant of God at that time. So as you go through this week, when challenges come up, bring them to God, and He can help you. First of all, decide the right thing to do. Second of all, give you the strength to do what He has for you to do. So I hope everybody has a great week, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.